welcome back to my channel. My name's Jamie, and in today's video we're talking all about new makeup releases. Am I gonna buy them, put them on my wish list, or pass over them altogether? As always, this video is inspired by Samantha, who created the Will I Buy It series, so I'll have her Will I Buy It playlist linked down below, as well as the community playlist she created where other creators who post this type of video can add their videos to. I feel like in general this week was a slower week, which I'm not complaining about at all, but if you want to talk about some new makeup releases, let's get right into the video. Decided to go very casual today. It is football Sunday, so I am in my Eagles sweatshirt and just ready to sit down and talk with you guys. So I guess we'll start out with Colourpop because that's usually who I start with, and we actually didn't have a release from them last week. So they're coming out with Pretty Fresh concealers to go with the new Pretty Fresh tinted moisturizer with hyaluronic acid they came out with a few weeks ago. So I'm typically reading off the Trend Mood 1 Instagram page, so I'll have her page linked in the description box down below. I also always have links of where to buy products, release dates, prices, and all the information you need. But these concealers drop on the 5th, so that means they're already available, or they will be available on Tuesday, and they retail for $9 each. They come in 30 different shades, and it claims to be a creamy full coverage cushion concealer that instantly brightens and will achieve a natural finish that lasts all day. It looks like they also have hyaluronic acid because they're in that Pretty Fresh hyaluronic acid line, and I am really interested in this. My biggest issue with concealers isn't with creasing, it's with making my underlies look crazy dry. So a concealer with hyaluronic acid is supposed to be like hydrating. It's something that really calls to me. I didn't pick up the tinted moisturizer. I mentioned a few times because Colourpop releases so many products, I like to kind of wait for a while, build up my wish list, and then do a massive order because sometimes you'll make an order and then the next day they'll release a product you love. But this is definitely going to go on my Colourpop wish list. I did film a video about the items on my Colourpop wish list, so I will link that down below or up above if you're interested in seeing what was on my wish list, but it will now be updated to include some of the products from the Pretty Fresh collection. If you've tried the Pretty Fresh primer, setting spray, or tinted moisturizer, let me know down below if you recommend it because I've been really interested in trying it. We touched upon the Melt Holiday collection last week, but now we have the full details. So once again, off the Trend Mood 1 website, this is inspired by Mexican culture. It includes the Vida pressed eyeshadow pigment palette, which is $58. It has marigolds, fiery reds, and warm neutrals inspired by music and traditional food. The Muerte eyeshadow palette is also $58, and it has intense burgundies, plums, velvety greens, and blues, inspired by the night sky after a long cheerful fiesta commemorating loved ones that have passed. The Iluminación Highlighter for $39 is the mystical iridescent pink opal, and that one has the sugar skull imprint embossed in it, and it looks stunning. You also have gel eyeliners that retail for $90 each. You have Fortuna, a deep emerald green, Cultura, cinnamon orange, Santos, a bright orange, or bright ocean blue, Immortal, an intense black, and then you have a liquid set lipstick, which also retail for $19 each. You have Monarca, which is a mandarin color, Mariachi, a vivid royal purple, and Fiesta, a strawberry sorbet. There are blushes. So the shade 777 Cara is $25, and it's a cheek highlighter brush. Oh, brushes, not blushes. You have the 818 Mezcla brush, which is $18, and it's a blending brush. The 87 Transición brush, which also retails for $18, and it's an eye brush. The 517 Lapis $12 detail brush, the 25 Precision $12 eye brush, the 96 Linnea $12 eye brush, the brush set with all 7 brushes retails for $80. You can get a makeup bag. The Sarape bag is $15, and the full collection retails for a whopping $295. I haven't tried anything from Melt Cosmetics, but they're such a brand that releases such cool releases that they always intrigue me. I really want to try some of their eyeshadow palettes or the eyeshadow stacks, but I feel like there isn't a color scheme that completely draws me in yet. The brighter one, which is the Vida pressed eyeshadow palette, definitely draws me in more than the Muerte one because those are the colors I gravitate toward the more, but it's still not 100% my style. If that highlighter was a color that would fit my skin tone, I would hands down buy it because I just like that whole sugar skull aesthetic, but I don't think that would fit me, and it would just be a product that would look really pretty in my drawer, but I could never get use out of. So I don't think I'm gonna buy anything from this collection, but I feel like Melt is that like cool girl brand, and I'm always interested to see what they release, and definitely gonna have to buy something from them sooner or later. So this isn't necessarily a makeup launch, but Kathleen Lights is coming out with a new nail polish brand, Lights Lacquer. Kathleen Lights had KO polish, but there were some issues with it, so she has taken that one down and come out with a new brand, and she's released 2 or 3 new eyeshadow. She's released 3 new nail polishes so far. So we have the shade Kesha, Girl Power, and I believe a third one just launched today, and the name I don't remember offhand. But I loved the KO polish formula. I have so many of the colors. I have, the shades are going to escape me. I have Medusa, which is that really pretty green duochrome. I had another duochrome whose name is like escaped me, but it was like a purple blue, and I actually wore it in a wedding. I had That's What She Said, which was the rose silver. I had the really pretty periwinkle blue. I have a lavender. I have a red. I have a nude. I have lots of KO polish colors because the formula was really unique. I tend to wear my nails natural, and my nails are really brittle, so they break really frequently, and polish just stays on for maybe an hour and then it chips away. But I find that the KO polish formula was really long lasting, and it looks like this is a similar formula. The polishes will be available on November 7th, which should be, if I can count my days correctly, that should be this Thursday. So I wouldn't be surprised if Kathleen posted a video at some point this week announcing the full details of the collection. She typically does nail swatches, talks about the shades, and you can always check the Lights Lacquer Instagram page because her mother swatches them, and her mom has like the best nails in the world. But I am super excited to see this brand launch. I loved KO polish, and I'm definitely going to pick up polishes from Lights Lacquer. I typically wait until the Black Friday or the holiday sales because she had really good deals, but I'm so excited it's back. I was never really a nail polish person, but Kathleen Lights comes out with such unique colors. I can't wait to see what she comes out with for the other 3 colors remaining in this collection. We are having another new celebrity beauty brand because apparently all celebrities are coming out with beauty brands now, and this one is from Kesha. So it's Kesha Rose Beauty. And apparently Kesha said, I actually have a makeup line coming out, Kesha Rose, and it's all my favorite bright, insane rainbow and earth nature-inspired colors. I've always loved playing with beauty as an art form. More so as I grow up, I see that beauty standards that are set by society are bullshit, and we don't have to adhere to any of that we don't agree with. I encourage people to have fun and play with not only your clothes, but art and makeup. It's supposed to be bright, colorful, and sparkly and coming soon. I don't know how I feel about this. I feel like celebrities are coming out with makeup because they enjoy makeup, and makeup is a really profitable industry. But when I think of celebrities that have really good makeup, honestly, the first person I think of right now is Megan Thee Stallion, because she had this one cut crease she posted where I was like, that looks really good. And maybe Lady Gaga, because she does have experimental makeup, but I think of Kesha more as glitter. I could see her coming out with a line of loose glitters. She used to wear glitter in her hair and on her face, but I don't associate her with bright eyeshadow. And that could just be me. I like some of Kesha's songs. I don't consider myself a diehard fan, but I just feel like every celebrity is entering the beauty business, and it's a little bit overwhelming. But we all know if Beyonce came out with a beauty line, I would be the first person to buy it. Pat McGrath is releasing a new Mothership eyeshadow palette, and this is the Mothership 6 Divine Rose palette. According to the Trend Mid 1 Instagram page, it's supposed to have shimmering champagne hues to glittery bronze and matte nudes. There's a shade for deeply dramatic and sparkling looks, and these retail for $120. Granted, I'm not spending $120 on an eyeshadow palette in the near future. That is just way out of my budget. But if I was going to buy any Pat McGrath eyeshadow palette, it would be this one because I think this is the one that suits me the most. I love colorful eyeshadows. I'm wearing some colors today. I have a really pretty red and some bronzes and golds, but even that's fairly neutral to the people that I watch on YouTube that love blues and greens and purples and bright avant-garde colors. So this would be the one that I pick up because this would be the one that I got most use out of. And maybe if I get a Sephora gift card for my birthday or for the holidays, or I get one of those point redemptions for a gift card, I would buy this. But right now I can't realistically spend the money on it, but if I was going to, I'm going to lust after this palette from afar. I still want to try the Pat McGrath formula. I think they're going to be on my 10 brands in 2020 as a spoiler alert, but because her price point is so up there, I just have to look at it from afar and do some wishing. So last week we talked about how Norvina is having an end cap at Sephora, which has the 3 volumes of the Norvina palette, her eyelashes, and her glitters, and there were 2 mini Norvina palettes which hadn't been sneak peeked yet. But of course, as soon as I finished filming, they were revealed. So there are 2 new mini Norvina palettes. They retail for $29 each, and one's a pinky purple color scheme, and the other one reminds me exactly of Subculture. I have my Subculture here in front of me because I was just filming a video about all of my Anastasia palettes, and this is just very reminiscent of that palette. So this is what Subculture looks like if you're not familiar. It has a green shimmer electric. The mini has a green shimmer electric. This one has this like matte burgundy. There's like a matte, it's a little bit more burgundy. There's like a matte purplish brown. This has a matte brown. There's a matte teal. There's a matte teal. There's a matte peach. There's a matte peach. There's a matte orange, which there isn't. There's some yellows. There's a gold. There's a gold here. There's a green. There's a green here. This is very reminiscent of Subculture, and that was the first thing I thought of. Let me know if you also thought that, because immediately I was like, oh, cool, they're coming out the mini Subculture, because I know besides myself and like a handful of other people, Subculture was not very well loved. I kind of would be interested in picking up that one and maybe putting it to a test to the OG Subculture. Would you be interested in seeing like a battle of the Subculture-esque eyeshadows and seeing how this compares to the OG formula, which I don't know, maybe I might not be the best person to compare it because I love this formula, but we could see how that stands up and maybe see if it's a dupe or anything similar. The pink one is nice, and I think if you wanted Norvina Volume 1, but you didn't want it in your collection, it was a little bit out of your price range, so this makes sense because it does have those really pinky purpley tones. But at the same time, they did release Norvina Volume 1, so wouldn't they want a more original color scheme? I forget which video I was watching, but someone talked about the issue with Norvina volumes releasing so close together is that you might have bought the first one and all of a sudden the third one released and you're like, well, I wanted that one, but you just hauled out $60 the week before. So I guess maybe if you didn't pay for the first one, you liked the color scheme, this would make sense. But I feel like they had the opportunity to go really original with these mini palettes. Let me know what you thought of this release down below. I'm not sure what I think. I think Anastasia is going a little bit crazy for me in my budget right now. But these should be available now because they were available Halloween in stores at Sephora. Once again, they retail for $29 each, and they're part of the big collection, which includes the 3 large Norvina palettes, the glitters, and the new eyelash styles. Milk Makeup is coming out with new brushes, and they actually don't have any brushes in their collection at all. So they're coming out with a limited edition 5-piece face brush set, which is 100% cruelty-free, vegan, and antibacterial. Is that a claim that most brushes make? So there's a foundation brush, which will buff your favorite Milk foundation into the skin, a concealer brush, which applies and blends Flex concealer seamlessly, the cream stick brush, which blends out all our cream sticks to perfection, a highlighter brush, which sweeps on the Flex highlighter, a setting powder brush, which sets it all with blur and set. This should be available now on Milk Makeup, and it comes to stores on November 1st, so it should be in stores currently. I can't find a price offhand, but once again, I will have it linked down below. I know I saw the price on the Trend Mood 1 website. I follow Milk's page on Instagram itself, so I saw Milk first post about it. Let's see if we can find a price on Trend Mood 1. Of course she has it because that girl is amazing. The whole set retails for $58, which I actually thought was a bit of a lower price than I originally anticipated. I also think it's really practical, the brush set they came out with. Part of me was disappointed there aren't eye products, but then again, the only eye products that Milk Makeup has are those eye pigments, so it didn't really make sense to have like a blending brush and a shader brush. I kind of wish these were also available individually because I'd be more inclined to use that cream brush because I do have the Milk Makeup matte bronzer in the shade Baked, which is their cream bronzing stick. But I think this makes sense because if you're someone that really has a lot of the Milk complexion line, this brush set makes sense to go alongside their products, and hopefully they're formulated to work with the products well. I don't know, I'm really excited to see Milk expand their lines. The more that I try from Milk, the more that I like them as a brand. So I'm always intrigued to see what they come out with as well. Urban Decay has released a new Moon Dust palette for holiday 2019. And this is the Party Favor Moon Dust palette. It comes in 6 shades and it retails for $29, which once again, not a bad price for Urban Decay shadows. And you have 6 of their Moon Dust shadows: No Shame, Sugar High, Neon Moon, Powder Trip, Long Night, and Spaced. We don't have a release date, but it should be coming soon because we all know holiday releases, now that it's November, are going to be here before we know it. I haven't tried any of the Urban Decay Moon Dust shadows. I know they have like cult following. They have some people that aren't too favorable of them, and I kind of feel like I'd be in the latter group. It just isn't really a style of shadow that appeals to me. I like more of a pressed shadow, and then I'll go in with a liquid glitter if I really want more intensity. But for someone who has a smaller collection or just likes the moon dust shadows, I think this makes sense. And once again, $29 is not a terrible price for a high-end brand. I will probably swatch this in the store because I just love swatching things anyway, but this isn't going to be a release for me. But let me know if you were a fan of the original moon dust shadows, because I think that palette was discontinued. So when I first saw this release from Zoeva, I honestly thought it was a Colourpop palette, which, no disrespect, I love Colourpop, but it reminded me of the Make Up Your Mind palette they released last year. So this is the Zoeva Precious palette and includes 6 shades. 2 of them are mattes and 3 of them are shimmers. That doesn't add up. So 4 of them are shimmers. Trend Move must have only added to 5. This will be available November 12th online at Zoeva, and it's in Sephora Europe, and I wonder if you're coming to Ulta because now Ulta stocks Zoeva. We don't have a price point for it yet, but once again, I'll keep you guys all updated the more that I hear information in the description box down below. But this looks really pretty. Now that Zoeva's in Ulta, I really want to try some things from their brand. I know their Cocoa Blend eyeshadow palette is like one of their top selling products, and they do have some complexion products as well, but this looks really pretty. Once again, these are colors that I would reach for, so it makes sense for me to add them because I would definitely use that purple on the outer corner, that like muted gray color, and those shimmers are shimmers that I wear all the time, and I feel like those are really appropriate for like the holiday season because I do go for like a bit of a dramatic eye, just a bit. But I think this is really pretty. I think it's unexpected for Zoeva, which is why I immediately thought it was a different brand. But I'm excited to see what else Zoeva releases for the holidays because although I've never tried anything from them, they're always been a brand that I've had on my radar. Would you be interested in seeing a video about brands that I've never tried but I'm interested in, or is that a boring concept? Let me know down below. And the last release we're going to touch upon today is from Morphe, and it looks like they're releasing their holiday collection. It's the new Electric Nights limited edition by Morphe brushes. It includes an eyeshadow palette in 39L, which is the Hit the Lights palette. It retails for $42. It has 8 radiant red shades, 8 sultry shades, 8 duochrome, and 2 tone shifts. What's the difference between duochrome and 2-tone shifts? 8 electrifying neon shades and 7 supersized highlighter and silk slip topper shades. I feel like the issue with this is they came out the palette just like this, was like the 39 something, and it had like the rainbow, which I thought made sense. But this one seems like they're trying to squeeze like 4 different palettes into one because you have that neon quadrant and that sultry quadrant and that red quadrant and I guess the duochrome quadrant. Is that purpley pink corner? But I feel like the neon palette could have made like a great 10-pan palette, and the red one could have made a great 10-pan palette, and the sultry one could have made a great 10-pan palette. But Morphe just like, likes to go big or go home, so they just put everything together. I've talked about in a lot of videos that big palettes just aren't necessarily my style. And I know obviously everybody has different preferences, but for me, one, I have difficulty storing it and I don't feel as inclined and inspired. I kind of feel overwhelmed. When you look at, I just have Subculture in front of me again. When you look at a 12-pan or 14-pan palette like this, it's easy to get inspired because it has a small curated color scheme. And like these go together. These go together. It's very easy to pick out colors. But when I would look at something with 39 different shadows, I kind of would feel overwhelmed and I wouldn't even know where to start. I've also talked about this in another video where having highlighters in palettes is nice, but you can't cater to all skin tones in one palette. So I guess because it's an eyeshadow highlighter palette, it works a little bit better than being a face palette. But was that really necessary? Like, can't you just dunk into your own highlighter if you want that color? Like, couldn't this have been a smaller palette? I just feel like Morphe just puts every shade imaginable together and calls it a new release. But in addition to this palette, we also have the Kiss List 6-piece lip collection, which retails for $29. 3 Ways to Glam brush and sponge collection, which retails for $89. $89. The Glance Party 12-piece eye brush collection and bag, which retails for $29. Pump Up the Glam 8-piece brush collection and bag for $79. I Need It brush collection for $15, and the Continuous Mist Setting Spray for $16. This will be available November 7th online in stores at Morphe Brushes, and I don't know if this is coming to Ulta. I highly doubt it would come to stores. That's an overwhelming collection. When it comes to Morphe brushes, I just have my container of eye brushes here. I do really like some of them. This one is my favorite Morphe brush. This is the M433, and it's like a fluffy blending brush. And I also have a detailed crease brush, and it's the M321, which I really like as well. But I have some other Morphe brushes that just don't stand up to the test of time. There's this one, which the hairs are kind of stiff. There is this blending brush, which it's really scratchy at this point. So I personally would not recommend an entire Morphe brush set. I think that BH Cosmetics brush sets are way better quality. I like some of the Morphe individual brushes, but I think they're a little too hit or miss to buy a 25-piece brush set. Also, Morphe's whole appeal in the beginning was that they're affordable, but that's kind of expensive to me. Once again, you get the same like 10-piece brush set from BH Cosmetics for like $30. But as always, you can use some codes at the Morphe store and Morphe online, which would give you a discount if that's something you're interested in. I just feel like this collection is definitely not for me. But I think that's going to wrap it up for all the releases we're going to talk about today. Let me know which releases caught your attention and which one you're planning on picking up down below. If you like this video, I hope you'll consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to my channel. I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I'd love if you come join me next time. But that's all for today. Thanks for watching.